Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly reading. If you're new here, this is Divine Light, and I'm going to dive into your reading right away. We're going to start with your coffee cup, and then we're going to move on to your tarot and oracle readings and see what's coming your way. I see there's a pathway opening here within the third quarter of the month, and I see there is a turtle right here on the pathway. I feel like this is a river now because I saw the turtle. This is the water creature, sea creature here. I know they do not really hang around the rivers, but sometimes I feel like this river is opening up to the ocean, to the sea. So that's why it is on the river, which is a positive thing here because the karatas, they tend to multiply really a lot, like they lay eggs, a lot of eggs at one time. So this can be a resource in your life, laying a lot of eggs, and it is going to multiply really fast, and it is going to reach to its final destination where it needs to go. It can be something coming into your life as a resource of abundance that will really hit the spot when it comes into your life. And I feel like this can even be something for some of you, a new opportunity, opening a resource, a pathway outside of your comfort zone. Maybe this can be a travel opportunity for some of you. Maybe you're moving to a new place because turtle, the house on their back, indicates moving to a new space as well. There's a phone line here. You might start the month with communication lines forming. I see there's a salamander, but standing up like a human. Salamander represents the masculine side of the fire signs, which you are a fire sign. So this can be a new endeavor that you are taking lead, taking charge of the situation and moving with confidence. The salamander standing up indicates that from maybe, for some of you, this can be a promotion. From a lower space to a higher space, you're upgrading here. Another thing I see here in front of you, there's a fish. The fish is floating, which has a little something that is carrying it. The fish most of the time symbolizes money. So this can be a financial opportunity, but it has legs basically. So this can be something that you need to plan through, take steps towards it. One step at a time, you need to move towards this thing. Okay, this can be something as in the sense of maybe you have like a current subject in your mind, something that you're working on, and maybe you feel like you have done everything in your power to make this thing happen, and it's not really moving forward, that you might be feeling a little bit like stressed about it. This can be a job application you sent out and you're not really getting a response. Maybe it's about checking up with that person, or can be going after more, not really staying where you are and expecting the response to come, but going and exploring other options as well, which can apply in romantic situations too. Okay, the fish can be a Pisces, Sagittarius. Pisces is a water sign, and it's a calmer, gentler water sign compared to Scorpio and Cancer. They also have heightened intuition, and this can be someone who has this intuitive powers that you're going also after. Another thing here, if you're hiring someone, this can be the person who has that heightened intuition that can maybe even foresee the future and know how to take care of certain situations. Okay, either way though, you are taking steps towards this person. I see here the motherland, the continent of Africa, towards the end of the first quarter of the month showing up. It is representative of the new beginning, or we can say the beginning of the humanity. Okay, and so you don't have to be from there, you don't have to have any relationship to that, but it does symbolize here a new continent coming into your life, which is the new beginning, a beginning of something that is amazing, which we have a lot of. Like that continent has a lot of resources in there, like it is where I think the first humans actually discovered, and it has a lot of resources. The sun is shining above it, so it can be overall your continent. This can be your first home. This can be representative of your first job that you feel like the queen and the king. Okay, Another thing I see here in the second quarter is there are two faces back to back. There's someone with a big nose, kind of looks like a dinosaur's face, and there's another person who has a mouth covering here. I felt the Gemini energy because we're stepping into the Gemini season. So this can be someone who's a Gemini who is very good with communication, or this can be your different parts of you that are communicating with each other. Maybe you're an artistic person, but at the same time you're an analytic person, and both of those parts might be disconnected. They turn their back towards each other. Maybe they're not really speaking, so that's maybe causing you to act completely logical and ignore the creativity, or this can be other way around. You're only focused on the creative powers, but you're not really thinking the logical side of these things. Seems like within the third week, you're going to find a way to maybe bring these two parts of you together. And this can also be a Gemini and you coming together to contemplate and share some thoughts, have some brainstorming activities. I also see there are two people. One of them actually, this kind of looks like a bird or maybe even an elephant. And there's a lady right here with a big skirt. The lady's attitude reminds me of the Empress energy. Someone who's creative, someone who is actually, who has gentleness, Taurus or Libra energy, and they are resourceful. Whatever they touch just multiplies, abundant personality, and you are minding something here. I see number 3 again. Number 3 indicates creativity, some creative endeavor. You're going to sit across from this person and you're going to maybe discuss some things and create something or help something come to life together, but extremely mindful, caring is at place here. You see nobody's touching the situation in the sense of disturbing it. There's a very gentle attitude I feel here. This can also be you embodying the Empress energy, or like I said, maybe a Taurus or a Libra coming forward to help you tend this thing. Okay, while you are tending that, I see there's an evil eye right here. Evil eye can symbolize a negative energy coming forward, or maybe this is something which is going to be massive. It has amazing potential, and that's why you're attracting a lot of eyes on you. Okay, maybe you like it or not. This can be even something that you're advertising, you're putting it out there. This can be something that you're going to display in front of people, so there are a lot of eyes are going to turn towards it. But at the end of the day, if this is something that you requires people's attention in order to make money, in order to get recognition, it has to be out there. But what can happen here is maybe you detaching from this thing, the subject, and not let other people's energy to drain you. Okay, because I feel like here, this is something, even though we create art, the art becomes a part of us, but we don't become a part of it. Okay, and I feel like here you are actually going through this timeline, this next 4 weeks timeline. You are recognizing and finding that whatever that you're creating is attached to you, but you don't have to be attached to them. Okay, I see here within the third week, there's like a hangman situation here. I don't know if you guys know the game of the hangman. Number 8 is visible and the tree is right there. Number 8 indicates material satisfaction. And for some of you, I feel like here, you feel like you need to sacrifice something and let go of something of a higher value in order to achieve success and money here. And that's why sneezes during this kind of readings are kind of like an approval. It indicates approval. So number 8, maybe material, you're feeling like material satisfaction is going to come forward through hard work or sacrificing a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of other resources that has to go in there. That's why the tree is right there. You're ready to hang something, or maybe you're hesitant to hang something up because you are comparing either this or that. I feel like we can have both. We don't have to sacrifice something higher of a value. Sacrifice actually means that giving up something lower of a value. For example, I always use this example, cutting the unhealthy food in order to get healthy. Okay, so unhealthy meaning like packaged stuff that doesn't really have any nutritional value, not eating them in order to, get to the weight you want to go, or maybe sacrificing your time and going for a 30-minute, an hour walk every day, a fast walk, to just get your metabolism working. This is just, I'm not a nutritional expert or a health expert. This is what I do most of the time when I want to feel healthier, get healthier. Okay, so this can be something like that, but the exchange is, you feel like the exchange is not going to be equal, or you're going to lose a lot more when you step into it. And this is the third quarter of this month. There's going to be a recognition, understanding coming forward that you don't have to sacrifice everything. There is a better way, there's an easier way to receive what you're desiring. And you're finding that out as soon as that you do within the fourth quarter. I see here the horse's head kind of looks like a bird, actually, maybe even one of the birds. I don't know if you guys, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I think it was in the third or the fourth movie, there was this creature which has the body of a horse, has wings, and also the head of a bird. Okay, and so I feel like here you have that kind of, I forgot the name of the creature. There is someone with a white cloak and a hat in front of that creature and ready to ride it. This can be your opportunity to fly, bird speak, connect with right information, right people, and go to the right places. And wearing the white cloak, white clothing indicates this is going to be something very innocent, in the sense of has good intentions, positivity, bright new days. Okay, this can even be a new job opportunity coming to you, or resolving a situation that was bothering you. I see here kind of like an ant right here. There's a big ant. Ants most of the time like a sideways. I see the ant, and now I look up front. This can look like a crab. Crab can be symbolizing someone who is, the zodiac is Cancer. So this person can be a little bit grumpy, and they tend to hold on to things. Also, I feel they're showing up because there's something that maybe you need to conversate. We have the conversation lines happening here. The phone lines are appearing, that you need to conversate with this person and resolve the situation. And the Mercury time of the Gemini, the last week is not exactly the Gemini, it's the time of the Cancer. Exactly, we're stepping into the timeline of Cancer. So it can be someone's birthday that you're gonna go celebrate, maybe someone who is in your life, or this can be something that if you had a conflict, resolving that during that birthday time. Okay, let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, desire, and intention, hold it in your mind and let's see what the answer is going to be. Guys, I see a source of abundance here. Something is piling up. There are 3 different desires you have. One of them is coming. The third one is actually coming much faster, the first and the second one. Something is piling up here. This reminds me of a beehive. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Winnie the Pooh. I was a fan of that, and he has this picture that he actually dips his hand inside of this honey jar, basically the beehive, and gets some honey out of it, which is a dangerous business. Basically, it's not accurate in real life. You definitely get stung by bees if you do that. But there's a tool on top of it. You see, it's using the tool to cut the top off and get the honey out of it. So I feel like here, your first desire is going to show up after you receive the third one, and then the second one still has some time, I see here. The thing is, first of all, there's a ring. You need to commit to the cause, whatever that this honey jar is for you. This is the general reading. So this can be a new job. This can be an investment, a resource that you're trying to get your hands on. Ring symbolizes that first you need to commit yourself to it. The second thing is there's a tool above it, so it cannot be done with bare hands, basically. Okay, so if this is something that you're trying to resolve with your bare hands, basically, it will require some other resource to open and crack it up. And it seems like your energy field is actually around it. So it can also, the third thing it requires is full focus on the subject. Okay. When you do, I see there are 3 people showing up for you. They're actually going to support the cause. They're going to be supporting you, maybe even protecting you from outside. And it seems like here, then you will accomplish that desire as well when you keep your focus on the subject, okay? I'm going to dive into your tarot now. If you have like a specific question, it's good to focus on that one. But if you don't have anything in mind specifically, we can look into your general energies. By the way, my nose is running because I think I've been moving for the last 3 weeks, by the way. I mentioned in the prior videos. And the last blow is me getting allergies and getting sinus infection. I think that's the case here. Let's see what's happening with your energy. You have things to learn. 8 of Pentacles about becoming a master of your subject in your hand, okay? Seems like here, this doesn't have to be a school learning experience. It can be a money experience that you need to learn more about the subject. This can be an overall a hobby that you need to discover more. It is going to be initial step for the doors to open to you, okay? And this can be even a course or an offer coming to you for you to maybe at work. They're going to tell you that take this course as well. We need you to learn more about the subject, which will open new pathways, new doors for you, okay? Main theme of the month is 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, okay? Seems like here you're learning to draw the boundaries. This is going to be the main theme of the month, because pay attention to your boundaries, because maybe in the past, your goodwill, good intentions, and fun attitude regarding like the people actually thought it is because you're naive. And I see here on the bottom, he just stared at me. We have the Hierophant. So this month you're learning to draw your strong boundaries and pay attention to how powerful you are. And if you don't allow certain things, they cannot really cross you. And I feel like here there's like maybe you're confusing. I don't want to say you're confusing, because it's not really that we're not really aware of that, because we usually act the way that we see from our parents, our families, environment, the people. If you have been around nice people all the time, you don't have to just exert like with a forceful way. You don't have to push your boundaries to the people. But there are some times in life you might come across with those kind of entities and energies, and it seems like here, yes, you need to be extremely strong, like the Hierophant. Stay inside the box. Do not allow people to come in, and maybe do not be flexible with certain energies that are really draining you, okay? And what you should embrace is making a choice. This can be indicative of you having a lot of choices in front of you, or feeling confusion about what to do next. And what you should embrace is, initially you can also embrace that everything that we do is a choice. Life is all about choices, our free will choices. So if you're feeling like, I want this choosing matter to come to an end, I don't want to choose anymore, I want something to be served and I want to eat that, I want to keep choosing, what you should embrace is life is all about the choices that we make. Okay, and turn that into a game. Turn that into something fun for yourself, because whatever that you're choosing, the universe will keep throwing that at you. And we have here 5 of Swords coming forward with this energy. I feel like, because if you don't choose it, someone will make that choice for you, and you might not enjoy that choice. 5 of Swords is someone actually forcing their way into the battlefield and doing trickery to win the war, doing everything in their power. So if you don't have your boundaries, if you don't have your choices, they will force their choices on you. And we have here the action step you need to take and give it an end to what's ending. 10 of Swords is a dramatic ending. And I feel like here, if you have the final say to this ending, if you're the decision maker, you will have control over that. And after that, you might even experience a little pause. A situation, a circumstance, something, I feel like maybe even someone forcing your boundaries and causing confusion, a relationship or a partnership. This can be a something in your life coming to an end. This can also symbolize a thinking pattern. Maybe you're thinking in a certain way and you're deciding not to go that way anymore. That can cause a little pause, a reflection, connection, and with the Hangman here, you understanding why you made this choice, why things went that way, and how did you benefit from it. And with a new perspective, you're going to reach to your final outcome, which is about moving to the next chapter. Okay, for you, I know this is not the next chapter, this is the monthly reading, but it seems like you're going to have a fast month. And you can look at the cards, one good, one negative in between, one negative, one in between. And it seems like here this is a timeline of transition for you, from confusion and not knowing what to do to actually just moving on to something you would love to have. Yes, there you go. This is the 6 of Wands here. So when you make the decision, maybe you're doubtful about, let me tell you what happened to me. I moved to an apartment and I thought that was a private yard in front of it. And what happened was, after I moved in, 2 weeks later, I realized it wasn't. And it was a really disturbing environment as well. There was infestations and such. And I realized these things, and I wanted to fight first. I said, you know what, I'm going to stay here because maybe it's good for me. But then I realized all the forces, the neighbors, and everything is actually pushing me out. It is in a stressful environment and all that thing. Even like the infestation, there's a big, massive animal inside the house, undesirable, let's say. I realized that I wasn't wanted there. And I didn't push any further. And the next day I decided I will move immediately, early in the morning. I found a new beautiful home with better environment, better neighborhood, and neighbors and such. And then I realized this wasn't a negative thing for me. I am embarking on a new journey in life, which is filled with victory. And exactly seems like this is, because I've been through it. I learned my lesson. My lesson actually taught me, have strong boundaries, but also have authority. And you always have options. You don't have to keep draining or dragging something that is not really working for you. You don't have to hold on to the feeling of negativity. You can just release it, let it go, walk away, because there's a lesson that is completed now. It's a life lesson completed, and there's a victory, a new day coming forward. You don't have to keep pushing the closed doors open. We have a younger woman when it comes to learning, so this can be also your learning your feminine energy, your creative side of yours. This is yourself currently. Maybe it's time to start from the beginning as like a younger feminine energies, and also maybe like a child, start learning like a child, how to create more, how to advance in your creative energies. When you do, we have spiritual love coming forward, which Hierophant is also spiritual love energy. And that's going to be the main theme of the month, maybe focusing on more spiritual aspects of the things and reading the signs and symbols coming from the universe, and also having your strong boundaries in place and not allowing people to violate them. What you should embrace is reconciliation of, I feel like, not with the people who cause the trouble, but within yourself, and understanding that the pineapple has many resources in it. I feel like here reconciliation indicates that something's happened for a reason, and you don't have to go out there and maybe fix the relationship with the people, but you can also fix what's inside, whatever you felt for yourself, or maybe you felt you blamed yourself. Oh, this is all my fault, I shouldn't have done that kind of energy, if you have anything. And that will bring great happiness to you. You will bypass this tricky situation really fast when you actually look inside yourself and say, okay, now there's a new era coming forward. We have a dragon, beware of self-delusion coming forward when the action step you take with the 10 of Swords. So if you're thinking that self-delusion can be also applicable when the 10 of Swords come forward, maybe you're feeling like you're feeling a lot of pain, and what you're going through is maybe very big for each person that have their own perspective of pain, perspective of negativity. So, but this is also suggesting that, and this can also be something that you keep repeating to yourself to keep you stuck where you are. That's why it says beware of self-delusion. And the enlightenment time, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, and goals. So when you give it time, you will realize and recognize what that is. We have seek out information that will help you when you're walking away from what doesn't serve you. And then finally, we have the victory, and the secret admirer might also come forward during this time, maybe to give you the love that you are asking for, the approval, money or property through inheritance, winning or windfall is going to be your final outcome here. Seems like the final outcome is good. So life might be preparing you to something that will really carry you to the next chapter of your life. This month can be a time of that, going through it and completing it, leaving it behind, so you can enjoy the new prosperity coming into your life. I feel like there's a blockage for you guys, so we're going to look into the oracle. Why is this blockage there? What's there? And how you can heal it, and what the final outcome will be. Blockage is fairness and balance. So maybe you're trying to keep everything fair, and you're thinking that you're doing a favor to others as well. But it seems like, I feel with the energy is you focusing on yourself more, selflessness, humility, conscious action. Okay. I'm going to see the interpretation of the writer here. Okay. It is because selflessness, humility, and fairness and balance, they're aligning with each other. That's maybe where the blockage is. Another thing I feel here is maybe you're not being fair with yourself, okay? She has the scales in her hand, so maybe you are being too much of, you see the scales in her hand, too much of selflessness, humility is going forward. This is okay to have it, but too much of that maybe creating unfairness for you. Maybe you're trying to allocate everything equally to others, and you're lacking the part that you need to feed yourself, okay? And so this is a blockage right here, being fair with yourself. And also when you become fair with yourself, give to yourself what you deserve, the love, respect, and acceptance fully. When you start giving it to yourself, then you will have the chance to heal through giving others as well. Okay, first to yourself. First put the mask to yourself, and then the kid. You know the instructions on the plane, exactly what this says here. The High Lord of Gratitude and Service has arrived to help you find your true purpose today. So what happens is, when you're fulfilled with yourself, that's where the blockage is. When you give yourself, you will find how to give to others as well, which is a resource, amazing resource for abundance when you start giving to others. And final result is your patience will pay off immensely. There's a massive transformation coming forward, and your intuition will be talking to you nonstop, which is beautiful, and you will be able to hear it. Not only that, you'll be able to hear that. I'm going to get your second oracle now. I ask the best advice or guidance for my beautiful Sagittarius now through unconditional love. Thank you. Let's see. We have here a beautiful oracle. She has kind of like a high priestess attitude with the Pisces I mentioned. You might have that on your chart, by the way. This is intended Sun, Moon, and Rising and Venus signs. You might have your Venus sign as a Pisces. She has the L, quiet intuition. Access your deep feminine intuition and allow possibilities to flow. It seems like your gut feeling is going to be louder this timeline. Let's get your affirmation for the month. Let's see what you need to know. I am totally in charge of my life now. The moment I say positive affirmations, I step out of the victim role. I am no longer helpless. I acknowledge my own power. And I am totally in charge of my life now. I feel like here, because you are self-sacrificing a lot and not being fair to yourself, and that's why you might have to draw some boundaries to what's happening at this timeline. But when you take charge at this moment, and you know that you're in charge, and say no to the things that you don't want and say yes to the things that you want, everything is going to align perfectly. Okay, the transformation is going to begin. Right, my beautifuls, that's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of these, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I wish you all a magical day. Bye.